Hey kids, I'm going to teach you how to use the app. First, your parents need to download the app. Then they need to set up an account. Then they need to make a profile for you and assign a book to you. Once that happens, then you can go to Kids Profiles. And you can select you. I'm going to pretend I'm Ben. Put in your secret access code. Click on Next, and you're in your book. There are 6 doctrines that you can go through in 1 year. You can see those doctrines here, and there's 30 weeks of materials. Each day, throughout a week, you can do a devotional and you can meditate on your verse in 3 different ways. So notice when I click on week 2, I can see all 7 days there, and I can see my topic is I have not glorified God. The doctrine is salvation. And the question that will be asked is, how have I not glorified God? And the answer is the verse. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. So I see the topic for this day, which is God made me to glorify him, but I have not. So I'm going to get my Bible out, open up to Ecclesiastes 7:20. I'm going to start my devotional. I'm going to read that verse, Ecclesiastes 7:20, and then read this devotional on what that verse means and how I have not glorified God. Once I'm done with my devotional, I'll click Done. And then I earn 1 point. Then I can review my verse in 3 different ways. First, I can click on the tap task. And the tap task means that I tap the screen as I recite each word of my verse. And I do that 3 times to earn a point. So the question is, how have I not glorified God? So I say that out loud. How have I not glorified God? For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Romans 3:23. Then I can go to the next task, which is the reorder task. In the reorder task, I drag a word from the word bank into the correct slot in the verse. So I want to say my question, how have I not glorified God? For all have sinned. I drag it down like that and fall short of the glory of God. Once I'm done with that, then I earn 1 point. The next task is the type task. And for this one, I type the correct first letter of the missing word to fill in the verse. So how have I not glorified God? For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Romans 3:23. So I've completed my devotion and meditated on my verse for the day. And so you can see that I have earned 4 points. Each week, you can earn up to 48 points, 4 points a day. At the end of your week, you can actually recite your verse to an adult or a parent. So I click on Recite the Verse. I will hand the device to a parent or an adult. They will ask me the question, how have I not glorified God? And you will say the verse. For all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, Romans 3:23. Once that's recited, they can click on, I recited this week's verse. And then you can say last week's verse. Why did God create me? Whom I created for my glory, whom I formed and made. Isaiah 43:7. If you say the verse perfectly, then the parent can click on, I recited last week's verse. And you earn 10 points per verse. Now notice there's a parent confirmation. The parents have set up a code so that they can make sure there's certain parts of the app that you can't do without their permission. But once they put that code in, now you have 20 points for reciting the verse from this week and last week, 10 points per verse. And so now you have 24 points. And of course, that will happen at the end of the week on day 7.